Introduction. Rediscovering George Washington, the man behind the myth. The significance of George Washington in American history. George Washington stands as one of the most iconic figures in the annals of American history. Revered as the father of his country, his image permeates the United States in countless ways, on currency, monuments, towns, and the very capital city that bears his name. His life and legacy occupy a near-mythic status, often symbolizing the ideals of leadership, honor, and patriotism. Yet beyond the legend lies a deeply human story, one of ambition, perseverance, contradiction, and transformation, that shaped not only a man but the very nation he helped forge. Washington's importance cannot be overstated. As Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, he led an under-resourced and often discouraged group of colonial militias against the British Empire's world-class military. His ability to inspire, organize, and endure hardship was crucial to the ultimate success of the American Revolution. Following the war, he became the first president of the United States, setting lasting precedents for the role, including voluntarily relinquishing power after 2 terms, a radical act in a world dominated by monarchies and dictatorships. His leadership defined the fledgling republic's early years, striking a delicate balance between authority and liberty, unity and regionalism, power and restraint. Washington embodied the fragile hope of a new nation trying to move beyond colonial subjugation toward self-governance and democracy. His life and career offer invaluable insight into the challenges of nation-building in a volatile era. Ron Chernow's approach and why this biography stands apart. Ron Chernow's Washington. A life represents a monumental achievement in the field of American biography. Spanning over 900 pages, it is the most comprehensive portrait of George Washington to date, meticulously researched, richly detailed, and deeply humanizing. Chernow approaches Washington not as an untouchable hero, but as a complex individual, shaped by his times, his personal ambitions, and his contradictions. What sets Chernow's work apart is his ability to weave together the public and private aspects of Washington's life into a seamless narrative. Drawing on thousands of letters, diaries, and contemporaneous records, including many that were previously overlooked or unpublished, Chernow reconstructs Washington's inner world, as well as his public actions. This biography offers a fresh perspective that goes beyond the traditional great man narrative, revealing Washington's insecurities, doubts, flaws, and evolving character alongside his triumphs. Chernow's Washington is neither flawless nor static. He was a man who grew from an ambitious, sometimes impulsive young Virginian into a cautious, calculating leader who understood the immense responsibilities of power. This evolution is central to the biography, as Chernow traces how Washington learned from failures, managed relationships, and navigated the tumultuous political landscape of the 18th century. Furthermore, Chernow does not shy away from the difficult aspects of Washington's legacy, most notably his relationship to slavery. The biography explores how Washington's views and practices evolved over time, reflecting broader tensions in the young republic. Chernow's candid treatment of these contradictions enriches our understanding of Washington as a man of his era, grappling with the moral complexities that would haunt America for generations. Overview of major themes. Several interwoven themes emerge throughout Washington, a life, structuring both Chernow's narrative and the larger historical significance of his subject. 1. Leadership through adversity. Washington's life was defined by his capacity to lead in the face of overwhelming challenges. Whether commanding the Continental Army through brutal winters and military setbacks, or steering a divided young nation through political crises, Washington's leadership was marked by resilience, prudence, and a keen sense of responsibility. Chernow emphasizes that Washington's greatness lay not in flamboyance or charisma, but in his steadiness, judgment, and ability to inspire loyalty and patience among followers. His leadership style was pragmatic and adaptive. Washington understood the limits of his authority and the importance of collaboration, often working behind the scenes to build consensus. His ability to manage powerful personalities, from Alexander Hamilton to Thomas Jefferson, and to navigate factional disputes was critical to maintaining the fragile unity of the new republic. 2. The evolution of character. Chernow presents Washington as a man in continuous development rather than a fixed symbol. Early in his life, Washington was ambitious and somewhat reckless, eager to prove himself on the Virginia frontier and in military campaigns. His experiences during the French and Indian War exposed him to both success and failure, teaching lessons in leadership and humility. As Washington matured, he cultivated self-discipline and a sense of purpose rooted in public service. This evolution was shaped by personal loss, political setbacks, and the daunting task of nation-building. Chernow traces how Washington balanced his private desires, such as his love for his family and Mount Vernon, with public duties, often sacrificing personal happiness for the greater good. This theme of growth resonates beyond biography, reflecting the larger American story of forging identity and purpose amid uncertainty. 3. Power and precedent. Washington's presidency was uncharted territory. As the first president of a republic, he had no rulebook or blueprint. Chernow highlights how Washington carefully crafted the office, setting many of the precedents that still govern the presidency today. From establishing a cabinet system to delivering the first State of the Union address, Washington's actions defined the contours of executive power. A consistent theme in the biography is Washington's commitment to restraint. He was acutely aware of the dangers of concentrated power and sought to embody Republican virtues of moderation and service. His decision to step down after 2 terms was a deliberate act to prevent the emergence of monarchy or dictatorship, reinforcing the principle of peaceful transition of power. Chernow also explores how Washington's leadership shaped the balance between federal authority and states' rights, a foundational tension in American politics that persists to this day. 4. Ambition and restraint. Washington's ambition was a driving force in his life, but it was tempered by an unusual degree of self-control and a sense of duty. Chernow traces this dynamic tension throughout the biography, showing how Washington's desire for honor and legacy was balanced by his commitment to Republican ideals and the public good. This balance was not effortless. Washington grappled with temptations of power and personal pride, yet time and again chose restraint. His ability to subordinate personal ambition to national interests set a standard for future leaders and helped legitimize the presidency. 5. The burden of slavery. One of the most complex and challenging aspects of Washington's legacy is his relationship to slavery. Chernow does not gloss over the contradictions inherent in a man who championed liberty and yet was a significant slaveholder. The biography traces Washington's evolving views on slavery, from acceptance and participation early in life to a gradual discomfort and eventual actions toward emancipation in his will. Chernow situates Washington within the broader context of a society deeply enmeshed in slavery, highlighting the moral and political dilemmas faced by the founding generation. This theme invites readers to wrestle with the imperfect realities of American history and the ongoing struggle to reconcile ideals with practice. 6. Public image and private reality. Washington was a master of image-making and understood the power of reputation. Chernow explores how Washington carefully cultivated a public persona of dignity, humility, and steadfastness. Yet behind this public image was a man with private doubts, insecurities, and emotional depth. The biography draws extensively on Washington's private correspondence, revealing moments of frustration, loneliness, and reflection. This duality between public and private selves enriches our understanding of Washington as a fully realized human being rather than a distant icon. 7. Nation building and the American experiment. Finally, Washington. A life frames Washington's story within the larger experiment of American democracy. Chernow portrays Washington as both a product and a shaper of his time, a man whose leadership was instrumental in transforming revolutionary ideals into functioning institutions. Washington's life encapsulates the hopes and contradictions of the fledgling republic, the tension between liberty and order, individual rights and collective responsibility, idealism and pragmatism. Chernow's biography invites readers to appreciate the complexity and fragility of this experiment, and the enduring significance of Washington's role in it. Conclusion. Chernow, S. Washington. A life is not just a recounting of historical events or a celebration of a national hero. It is a richly textured exploration of a man whose life and leadership helped shape a nation's destiny. By peeling back the layers of myth and legend, Chernow reveals George Washington as a deeply human figure, ambitious yet restrained, flawed yet inspiring, public yet private. This biography challenges us to reconsider our assumptions about Washington and, by extension, about leadership, character, and the American story itself. As we embark on this journey through Washington's life, we encounter a man whose struggles and triumphs continue to resonate, offering timeless lessons for a nation still defining its identity and ideals.